think we're live. Let's see. Hi, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to us today. Okay, we're going to be talking about the memory rainbow and a new system that I've invented that helps you remember things a lot better. It converts numbers into symbols. It utilizes the colors of the rainbow, all sorts of wonderful things that we're going to go into. Okay, let me just turn this off here. Okay, let's put this in. All right, so won't have that problem again. Okay, so I think you can see me, but this has changed for some reason. It needs to be, let's see. Okay, so let's do that. That down here. Okay, make that a little bit smaller. So I'm just adjusting. Oh, what happened here? Done. Okay, so I need the source. Let's get okay, let's do that. Done. Let's do source. Okay. We have, I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to get rid of, let's keep going to, let's put that up on the screen. All right. I don't think I need this, so I can move that out the way. I can probably move this out the way, but you can see my screen. And let's see. Let's get rid of that. And let's see, let me add a video source. If I do that, okay, let's add a video source to that. Picture in picture. Okay, yes, okay, I think this is it. So this will be it. And next, this one. And that should be good. Done. And it should be this one. Okay, all right. Now I think we have it. Okay, perfect. And the next thing I wanted to bring up, I wanted to add another source. See if I can bring that up. Maybe what I'll do is, okay, I'm going to open up Canva on my computer here. Let's open up Canva. And I use Canva quite a bit because it helps me to put together the compositions that I work with. So let's see if we can find one of the ones that are in here. Here we go. Okay, let me open this up. Okay, perfect. Okay, so this is one of the ones that I wanted to go over because one of the things that I talked about yesterday, and I just want to run through it again to make sure that it's well understood, has to do with multiplying with symbols. Instead of using, I'll tell you the truth, one of the most difficult things for people to remember is the times table. Some of them are worse than others. And one of the ones that had always been challenging, as I said before, was the 9 times table. So to demonstrate how the system works, it's kind of a nice one for me to use to give you an idea. And I hope that you're able to hear me. Okay, it looks as if we're definitely live. Let me see something. Let me put... Okay. I don't see any comments right now, but it does say that we are live. Okay. So, one of the things that I did to make it really easy to remember multiplication is to use the symbols, animals, power heroes. This is something that I invented that came to me, and it had to do with using the rainbow. There are generally 6, 7 colors, but I expanded it to 10 and made some variations in it just to make it more useful to match our base 10 system, going from 1 to 10, and then 20 to 30, 30 to 40, and so forth. And I do have the chart uploaded on, I also have it in here. So, but one of the things I'm going to go over is just quickly, just to show you, for example, let's see. I had this, let's see. All right, this is going a little bit backwards. I think there is another. There might be, let me check this one out. Copy. Okay. Don't see that particular one. All right, let's go ahead. And I'm going to go ahead and just use this. I don't know why that... Just used it yesterday. That's very strange. Okay, so... For example, 9 times 9, we know, is 81, right? But sometimes you may not be sure what that really means. So you may not remember exactly that it's 81. So if you have an image in your mind, what I use is this bird, this white ibis, and the red fish. So the symbols will determine how you put this together, right? So we have the white ibis represents a white color, and it's number 9. The 80s series, you have like 60s, 70s, 80s, and so forth. The 80s series represents fish or fishermen. A lot of these have biblical tones or overtones to them. So if you imagine the white ibis with red fish in its beak, you will be able to picture 9 times 9 is 81. Okay, so you can look also at 9 times 8, which is 72. And here what I use is 8 is represented by the horse with the wings, right? There are 2 horses in the system. One has wings and one doesn't. This is the winged horse, and the name is Pegasus instead of Pegasus, which is like one of the Greek mythology horses that can fly. And here you have an orange angel, which goes along with the 70 series. Like all 70 to 79 would be represented by angels, right? And they all have different color, starting with red being 1, 2 orange, 3 yellow, 4 green, just as you would the basic memory colors, the rainbow colors. When you get to number 5, 4 is green, 5 is blue, 6 is purple. I made that purple instead of indigo, Virgo. And number 7 is gold. Number 8 is silver. Number 9 is white. And number 10 is black. And anything that ends in 0 up to 1,000 becomes black. So then you have different series, right? The 30s we looked at, 31 through 39 are trees, 40 to 49 are going to be sheep or shepherds or guardians of the universe. The 50s are the prophets. And the 60s we looked at, and that's the lanterns. So you have white lantern all the way to, you have the gold lantern, the silver, gold, and black, and so forth, all in order and all in their series. And this one is 70s, which represents the angels. So the second color of the rainbow is orange, and that one didn't change. And so you have an orange angel. So what you have to visualize is this orange angel sitting on the back of Pegasus, the winged horse. So they're flying together, so you have this double wings, in the air. So it creates this wonderful, beautiful visual image. And it makes it very easy for you to remember 9 times 8 is 72, because you've got that image that's created right there. And if you draw it, and if you can't draw, like I'm not an artist, I just kind of fool around and learn from actually YouTube and real artists, just to kind of put something together to help my mind, hold on to the image longer. If you put it together, put some effort into drawing it or composing it, it will last a lot longer. So there you go with that one. And then you have multiply by 9. Again, here we've got 9 times 7, and that's going to be 63. So in this case, number 7 is the golden giraffe, right? That's the color of gold. And 63, what happened to my lantern? Disappeared here. That's supposed to be, okay, let's see something here. I am missing, let's see what happened. What in the world has happened here? Take a look at this one to see if this is any better. Okay, so this one looks a little bit better. So here you see the giraffe, and it's got the lantern. Now the 60 series has to do with lanterns from red all the way to white, and number 60 would be black because it ends in 0. So this is 63. So you've got the golden giraffe holding a yellow lantern, right? So that's going to be 9 times 7, and that's going to be 63. Now, it may seem difficult at first, but if you practice this, close your eyes and just imagine a giraffe holding a yellow lantern, right? The 7 has to be multiplied by the 9 because you've got everything set up in order. 7, 63. It goes together perfectly, and you can just simply manipulate the symbols. And even if you forget what 9 times 7 is, if you have that image in your mind, you can work backwards. So you can go in and out of the multiplication table to remember it any way that you want, which is what makes it so nice. If you look at 9 times 6, we have 54, right? 6 is the color purple, and sometimes you just have to keep going over this. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to try to do this like almost every day for practice. So if you tune in or take a look, you'll begin to get it, because it really does work. And this is an area that I'm not a math person, not that fond of math, have to admit it. But so for me, having a system like this is really a godsend. It really is, because it helps my mind to absorb numbers in a way that I would normally not be able to deal with it. So now we said 6 is the purple firefox, right? And the reason I chose these animals, they have to represent that particular letter of the alphabet. So the 6th letter of the alphabet, of course, is F, right? So that goes with fox. And because of the fire element of this power hero and its sidekick, sort of this fox, I called him Firefox, right? And 54 is the answer. So what does that mean? It ends in 4. The number takes on the color of the last digit, right? So always go to the very last digit. That's what's going to give you your dominant color. You can have a minor color of blue if you want to put a little blue in there, but the major color will always be green. So you have this green rod, and think of it as a prophet's rod, those long, sticks that they use. Like Moses or something that would hold those long rods. That is what that's represented by. So this one is green, and it's being held in the mouth of the purple firefox, right? So all you have to do is put that image together, and you remember this is part of the 9 times table, and you can work backwards. You're going to go, what is that rod? That rod definitely is going to be in the 50 series, right? Because the prophets are all in the 50s. It has to be in the 50s. And all you have to do is remember that it's green, and it cannot be anything else but 54 would be your answer, right? So the next one, you have 9 times 5 is 45. And this one, you have 5 is the elephant, the color blue. It's also the power hero would be Eve, Mother Eve, right? And it would be a blue elephant. Sometimes I'll use a blue eagle as well. And 45, that's the 40s series, right? Remember, 30s is all the trees. 40s are the shepherds and the sheep. So you have this blue sheep, it ends in 5. So go always to the end for that dominant color. That's 5. So that's 45. So you've got 9 times 5. It can only be 45 because you see the elephant holding the sheep. So you see they're interacting. There's always this interaction. And sometimes it's really nice because here you have 2 blue colors. You've got blue elephant and a blue sheep. So that makes it really easy to remember that particular one. And then we go here to 9 times 4 is 36, right? So here, this is, when you see 34 is the dog, the green dog. It can also represent the doctor. He's a very polished, doctor from Mars, is the power hero from Mars. So this is a dog from Mars, actually, and that's why he's green. And 36 represents the tree, one of the trees. It's like one of the tree people. They're trees, and they're people associated with the trees as the power heroes that go along with these trees. So 6 represents the color purple, right? So 36 is going to be your purple tree. And here you have a green dog on top of the tree. So it's kind of a weird image to see a dog in a tree. You usually see a cat, but this time you see a dog, right? So that is going to trigger that memory. And so it's 36, right? So 9 times 4 is 36. So you've got the interaction between the 4 and the 36, and that's how you're going to remember it. Here we have, and we're counting backwards. Sometimes I do it forwards, backwards. It doesn't matter, because once you're using symbols, you can go backwards, forwards, and you will learn it very easily. 9 times 3 is 27. So we have here the yellow cat, right? The number 3 represents the color yellow. And cat, also C-A-T-T, the power hero cat. She's from H-Tray. She's from this alternate universe of Earth. So it's number 3. And 27 is like a Cupid, marvelous and magnificent, these power heroes, and they're represented by Cupid. So think of this yellow cat landing on top of Cupid, and that represents the interaction of 3 times 27. Now, this one, I think I had changed that. I changed a lot of these. Okay. Okay, so this one, I actually had a different robot, one of my own robots, because this was just a substitute. And for some reason, it seems to have, I don't understand why this changed. But let me see, that's a copy. Take a look at this one more time. Nope, I don't see it. Let's go back here. And let me see something real quick. I'm going to go into the Finder. Let's look at, let me see if there's anything there in the downloads. Nope. In Documents, let's take a look. Icon view. Let's increase this. And let me see if I see anything here. Here. Okay, I don't see that. That's weird. Desktop. Okay, so I was trying to see if I could find a copy of it. Let's see, what's this? Open this. Let's see what this is. Okay, don't need that. Let's go back to that again. I could open this. Let's take a look at this to see what we have here. Actually, this is pretty good too, because I wanted to show, let's see how many of them I have here. Some of these codes that we were talking about. This is the chart that I've actually uploaded to on YouTube. So if you can grab that, you can download that. If you need to, you can send me your email and I can send you a copy of it if you're not able to get it off the YouTube. And you can see number 1 here goes along with the red A, number 2, the orange, the 3 is yellow with the C, the 4 and goes along with D and the dog, right? And here you have the elephant. Let me see if I can move the elephant for E and 5. is blue, purple, F, and the Firefox. And you've got gold with the golden giraffe. And you've got number 8 for H, and this is Pegasus, the winged horse. And this is white ibis. And this is black jaguar over here. So I'm going to come over a little bit. Okay, and number 11 is the king. Number 12 is the lion. 13 is the yellow monkey. 14 is the green ninja. 15 is the owl or the oracle. And 16 is the proud peacock or the prince or princess of peace. Gold is number 17 represents the golden queen. 18 is the robot, and this is the robot that I have. And the white is the star, and black is the tiger. Let me move over a little bit more. 30, we have 21 is the unicorn, is a red unicorn. Yes, and 22, represents, these are the Victory Boys. They're like twin brothers, right? And this violin is part of their symbol. And over here you have 23 represents W, which is the yellow wolf. 24 is the X-ray, X-view, that can X-ray through buildings and people. 25 is the blue yeti. 26 is zebra, and that's a purple zebra. And that kind of ends our regular alphabet. But to extend it, because I needed to create a system that would be comprehensive, I kind of wish that our alphabet didn't end at 26. It should have gone on to at least 29, because then we could have done the repetition from 30 on. So I had to go in and put those 3 numbers in and combine them with 2-digit letters to form a letter. So 27, for example, becomes BG. Why BG? Because 2 goes along with B, right? And 7 goes along with G if you go back to the beginning, right? For 28, 2 is B and 8 is H. 2 is B and 9 is I. So that kind of like expands out and completes this set of 29 letters of our alphabet. It makes it so much easier to do the system. And here you have 27, you have the golden heart, which is like Cupid. Another name was marvelous and magnificent brothers and sisters, or type of cupids. And you have, this is the masked horse. It's very different from number 8. They're similar in number. This one is 28. That one is 8 is Pegasus, which is the winged horse. This one has the mask, because the masked rider is the power hero for that one. 29 is the glove. That's the white glove. The power hero is change. And every time I see that white glove, I envision it on the top of Mount Everest, just this huge, gigantic white glove on Mount Everest. Why? Because it's 29,000 feet plus 32 extra feet. So I always have a tiny little orange tree at the bottom of Mount Everest. And so that way I always remember how tall Mount Everest is. So then we move on to the 30 series. This is where, I'm sorry, the camera just flicked off, and it will bring itself back again. It's just the way these things work. Sorry about that. So we're back again. It always cuts off every certain number of minutes and then comes back on. Right. So now we have the 30 series, right? So number 30 is the black tree because it ends in 0. And I've given a letter. They all have new letters that I've just decided to continue. You don't have to use them, but sometimes they can be useful when you're creating some kind of a long name or code or something that you need to remember. It's useful to you to know what they are, as long as you know what you're doing and keep it in mind that you've made the transition. So 3 goes with C, and 0, I used the ampersand sign, which is on the computer. because I wanted to use something that kind of resembled that zero, and they all sort of have that infinity look about them, that circle, that movement, that smooth movement. So I used that as the new combination letter for the number 30, right? So, and then I move on. Let's see, we're going to move on to, see if I can get to. Okay, so now you see the rest of these 30s, right? 31 through 39. You begin to see it's a pattern. There's a very definite pattern that's established once you finish the basic 26 to and my expanded 29 letters of our English alphabet. We're going to go ahead and do them in series now, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and just change the colors. So it's going to make it a lot easier. So you don't have to feel like you have to remember hundreds of symbols. They really start to take on their shape because you already know the alphabet. And these animals are very common. So that's going to be so easy. And the extra 3, 29, 20, 27, 28, and 29, very easy to remember. So we have our red tree, our orange or yellow, green, blue, purple, gold, silver, white, and white trees. And you can use them in so many different ways. So then you have your sheep, which I mentioned before, is your 40 series. Let me see if I can move over slowly. Right, and it starts again with your red. So you have your red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, gold, silver, white, and white. And those are all the different types of sheep, or they can be shepherds with their flock at night. And they later also get promoted by the Creator to become guardians of the universe. So, but this remains their symbol. And I like using the symbol. Sometimes, it's easier for me to compose and to draw and to kind of have it stick in my memory. The animals seem to work well for me. And then I'm just going to do up to, let's see, the 50s. Let's go over here. And then now you see the 50 series. These are the rods for the prophets, right? This represents, or Jeremiah was 50, right? That was the black prophet for the children, and there's a lot of biblical stuff about Jeremiah. All right, and 51, so you have 52 all the way to 59, once again, your red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, gold, silver, and white. So, and remember, we had 54 as one of our answers in 9. Okay, so let's move on to number 60. I didn't do any more. Let's see. Okay, all right, so I don't have that. But 60 begins the series with the lanterns, right? And you've got the same setup. 60 ends in 0. And the letter is F ampersand, so that moves on from 1 to 9, so 61 through 69, with the same colors, and you'll just have golden lamp, the yellow lamp, and I think we have the yellow lamp as one of our answers to the 9 times table, right? So this is basically what I'm using and I'm constructing, and I'm in the process of completing this. Like I said, I'm not an artist, so I'm doing this slowly on my own, and as I finish it, I'll make it available to you. Okay. Let me go back then quickly. Let's run back to, let's see, what is this? Oh, that's a document. That's not what I wanted. That is... Okay, so anyway, this is an image of a robot. Let's see if I have an upload. Let's see what we have here. It should be this robot with the bird. So let me see if I can bring that up. And this is basically just how I compose these. In Canva, you can just position things to the front. So there it is, that's positioned to the front. So you've got, for 2 times 9, you've got this orange bird sitting on the arm of this silver robot, right? And that gives you that image. And for 9 times 1, which is very easy, which is 9 times 1 is 9, of course. And but just for completeness sake, I have number 1 is the red apple, which goes along with A, right? And it's on top of the white ibis, so you end up with 9. Then I went on, let's see. 9 times 11 is going to be 99. So here, number 11 is the red king. So that's going to be number 11 times 9, and you end up with 99 represents, it's not yet in the chart, but it's going to be ice. So you have different color ice from black ice, red ice, all the way to white ice, and all the other colors in between. So here I'm envisioning this red king, ice skating on white ice. And then, let's see, I have number 12, which is really nice. You've got this giant orange lion, because lion is the number 12, right? And 9 times 12 becomes 108. Now this is another one of the series of 100. 100 represents a black scale of justice, right? Another biblical theme that weighs things in the balance. So here we have the gigantic lion. This orange lion is holding the scale in his mouth, and he's weighing at the very end, the last digit that I said is very important, silver digit here is going to be Pegasus, the winged horse, and it's on the scale. So you've got this image of this orange lion and this winged horse, right, on this black scale. And that is going to be 9 times 12. Now, just keep that image in your mind, and it will make a lot more sense to you if you close your eyes and just think about it, and just plant that orange line holding the scale, and then you have this winged horse, flapping its wings or whatever on the scale, as the scale is like weighing it. So it's a very odd scene, but the odder, honestly, the weirder, the quirkier the image, the composition, the more your brain loves it, the more your brain holds on to it. You're gonna remember your 9 times table a lot easier using this system than the older system of just trying to rote memory everything. You can only do but so much rote memory. I'm not saying don't use rote memory. Sometimes it's kind of nice. We've been used to it, and we've been using it our whole life, so it's okay to use it. It's just you should have a backup, because every once in a while that rote memory just does not work. So I'm thinking, if you have a backup to say, I do remember a lion. I know once I get into the 9 times 12, I've got this scale. And what was being weighed again? Yeah, it wasn't the blue tree. No. Oh, yeah. The lion, is like roaring, and then you've got this this winged horse flapping its wings. So you want to interact them together, the lion and this winged horse. So that's what's going to make you remember it. And you can go back and do this backwards and forwards in any order you want. You're going to be able to know your 9 times table without having to go 9 times 1, 9 times 2, 9 times 3. You can go in the middle and pick out 9 times 4. You can go in the center, 9 times 3, 9 times 9. You just automatically, you're going to see the white ibis and the red fish. You're going to see 9 times 12, the orange lion, and the Pegasus horse. And once that image hits you, all you have to do is stop for a split second if you don't remember and convert them to their numbers. And bam, you got it. So we have 9 times 13 is going to be 117, right? And in this case, you've got the yellow monkey, which is also moon girl, represents 13. You can even have a image of a moon, a yellow moon. And then you can have the scale of justice here and the queen, number 17. Right, because remember, this is 117 is the answer. So you've got the queen, the golden queen, is on the scale, right? So you can think of a bust, of Nefertiti, Queen Nefertiti or whatever, and you just put that queen on that bust. And you've got the monkey dancing around for the queen, right? So almost like a jester or something in the court. You can make up a scene and interact the monkey with the queen, and you're going to remember that the answer has got to be 117 because you've got a monkey dancing for the queen, right? It can't be anything else. And that's better than rote memory. Honestly, it really is. So 9 times 14, now you're moving on beyond the usual, 9 times 1, 9 times. Now you're in the big leagues now if you start going beyond. Like I said, the sky's the limit to how far you want to go and how much of this you want to put together so that, when everybody else is trying to figure it out and count on their fingers, you've got the image right there in your mind. So 9 times 14 is 126. And how you're going to remember it, 14 represents the green ninja, and she is a power hero, right? And some of her symbols will be like the Nafa and all that, but I didn't want to use that because I didn't want to use anything that could simulate any kind of violence and so forth. So I just decided to use the ninja herself, and she's holding on to the black scale of justice, and she's weighing a zebra. 26, Z. The last letter of our regular alphabet is 26, and the word Z, we don't use that letter that much in the English language, so zebra should be very familiar. So think of the ninja and the zebra, and put those two together. That's going to be 9 times 14. And normally, I would never know what 9 times 14 is, except for the ninja, the scale of justice, and the zebra. And some of these will be very, very easy to remember because they're independent, even their colors or whatever, they're not repeated. So it will be easy to remember. And then I 9 times 15, this one is nice because 15, like I said, the letter that goes along with that is O. O is the 15th letter. And I use the owl or the oracle of O, right? She's the power hero. And so any kind of owl, this is one that I drew myself, and I was trying to give it a little bit more characteristic so that it could talk and interact. And the owl is holding on to the black scale. and it's weighing a blue tree. And this is nice because they're both blue. You've got the blue owl and the blue tree as 9 times 15. Now, that's really nice. That's impressive if you're in the classroom or you're doing something and you have to remember 9 times 14. Oh, wow. And how did this get here? I have no idea what happened here. It seemed as if something moved some stuff around quite a bit since I last used it. So you've got 135. All right. And I think that was the last one that I did. Yes. Okay. Let's see if I can save that. Let me go back to I'm going to all right, let me just miniaturize this for a second so we can go back here, and let's go back to the beginning. Okay, so taking a look at the chart, you can see that, like I said, starting from 1 to 26, you've got, and the expanded 29, you've got individual letters to match up with the actual animal and power heroes. As you go beyond that, because we don't have such an extended alphabet, I had to do sets, just select a set that made sense to me, and I used a lot of biblical ideas to kind of pull everything together, because I also have a book that I'm writing about the Majo Federation. You know, you've got these power heroes and all these symbols. They're all here working with students from each of our 50 states. And the way I organize that is that each power hero from another planet is basically teamed up with the students from each of our 50 states, and they're working together within their state and as a group to fight a group of invaders that I've named the Pipers, as they're coming onto Earth to invade the Earth. And these power heroes are all working together to save the Earth. It's a little cliche, but it's just for study purposes, and it works for me. So hopefully you will like it. You can also use this if you have a phone number, an area code. You know, if your area code is 345, you know, you can imagine a cat, a dog, and an elephant all walking hand in hand, having a conversation, interacting in some way. That's how you're going to put it all together. And you can use double digits, or you can use triple digits to create the image that you want. So as you move up and begin to learn the system, you don't have to use just single digits. You can use a double digit as well. So instead of 3 or 4, instead of just a cat and a dog, as you would see here, as 34, what you would do now is you can say 34 is the tree series, part of the tree series. So you now could substitute 3 and 4 for the green tree, right? So now you have a green tree and you have a blue elephant next to it. So it's up to you how you want to structure it, but it gives you flexibility to create whatever scene you want that makes sense to you, that will stick in your mind. So when you do your spaced repetitions and you come back every few days or a week and just kind of review it in your mind, it will stick and it will make sense, because either you want to have a cat, a dog, and an elephant. If you were remembering 3 numbers together, you could simply do 34 and do that green tree, or you can do the cat and 45. Remember the 40 series? So you could turn that into it would be the blue sheep, because the 40s represent the sheep or the shepherds or the guardians, right? So you could have a blue sheep, right? And you could have a cat maybe on the head of a blue sheep. And then we also have the 400 series. If you wanted, or the 300 series, we could do that, and I will go over those. I don't want to go into it a little too soon until I have the chart ready for you. But you can also have 300, 400, 500 series, and you can go into the thousands with this system. It's very flexible, and there's a lot that you can do with this. You can remember formulas, you can remember the speed of light or whatever, like for example, if you wanted to, let me see if I have some of those in here I was working on. Let me see. Okay. Let's see. Okay, no, that was not it. It's not facts. Let's take a look at this one. I had, let me see if I have, let's see, was this it? For example, okay, so I have number 23. If you happen to be someone that's into sports and you're trying to remember the numbers on the jerseys of all these guys, they have so many teams, and everybody's got their numbers and so forth. If you remember like 23, that is the 23rd. It is associated with the 23rd letter of the alphabet, which is W, and the symbol is the yellow wolf. So this is Michael Jordan. This is Michael Jordan. And so when I think of him and this yellow wolf, coming out of him. He's like, even though it says bulls on here, I'm changing that to wolf, right? So he is represented by the yellow wolf, that's the number 23. Okay, so he's going to have to change that, take bulls off and write wolf. That's what he is. He is the wolf. So, and another one, let me see. I have, 32. So I have good old Magic Johnson, right? Magic Johnson is represented by one of the trees. So 32 is his number, right? On his jersey, it's 32 from the Lakers. And so, he's shaking his head and I'm going, yes, Magic. It is 32 and you're the orange tree. So I have, matter of fact, a video coming out soon about him and Larry Bird. And Larry Bird, the two of them they were rivals, and they later on became great friends. Not to spoil the video, but Larry Bird is 33. So they're both these giant trees, like these giant sequoias, right? They're magnificent men, and they're players, fierce players on the field. So their team numbers are represented by both the orange tree and the yellow tree, and Johnson is the black jaguar for J, and Bird is the orange bird for Bird. So they all have their power symbols. Let me see. Let's take a look at. Let me see. We did that one already. So we have the speed of light, 186,000 miles per second. So 186, as we mentioned before, let me put this here. You've got 100, of course, is the black scale of justice. 86 is the purple fish, because remember the 80s, it's all about the fish. Remember the red fish with the white ibis, 9, times 9 was 81. And that was the red fish. And here you have a purple fish, because this ends in the number 6, which is a purple color, right? So you're going to see the way I put it together. He's weighing it right here. And you're going to see the black scale with a purple fish on it. And you see this light hitting it, right? And you can think of the lightning, going through the fish, and maybe burning the fish if you want. You don't want to do anything, gory, but you can see the flashing of the light around the fish, banging and creating sparks on the scale of justice, right? So that's how I remember the speed of light. It will stick in your mind. So let's see if I have. All right. And as I mentioned before, that I use the white glove, on Mount Everest, so I can remember the height of the mountain as 29,000 feet. 29,032. So it's got a little Magic Johnson tree down at the bottom of the foot. But these are things, it's better than rote memory. You actually have this visual photographic memory that you're creating. And you don't want to remember everything in the world this way. Just be selective about the things that are important to you, the things that tend to be difficult, the things that come up in IQ tests, they come up in regular conversation, and just to make you feel generally like you're aware of the world around you, when you can just remember a few things. You can remember, the 4th president of the United States, right? And you're going to remember your green dog, and it's a mad dog. He's at your front door, because you're using the color, the symbol, the location, and you've got this mad dog, right? So, and then he's eating jam. So he's eating this green jam. So jam always means James. If you want to remember someone's names, if their name is James, have them eating jam, right? It's green, so it's got to be number 4. He's the 4th president, and it's like this mad dog barking at someone's son at the door. So it's James Madison. The image will come to you as you put it all together. In the yellow living room, you have Thomas Jefferson with the tomcat. You've got all the cats wearing fatigues and yellow jerseys, and so you've got a combination of the state, New Jersey, the 3rd to join the Union, the 3rd Amendment to the Constitution, no quartering of troops in somebody's homes, and the 3rd president, Thomas Jefferson, eating peanut butter, Jiffy Tomcat, so that you create these quirky images, and you can tie together a number of different topics, even if they're quite independent from each other, and make them create this set of information that dances and plays together in your mind. Okay, here's the camera once again is resetting. It should come back again, hopefully. Yeah, here it comes again. It does that every so many minutes. I don't know if it's 15, 20 minutes, whatever. That's just set internally in the camera. And there's nothing I can do to stop that. It's periodically going to do that. So that is good. And let me see what else I have here to show you. It's interesting. Let's see. Oh, yeah. This is exactly what I was talking to you about before with James Madison. Here's an image of the green dog, right? And this is actually an image too of James Madison, a bust. And you see the police at the door. What all this means, you have to kind of look at symbols mean things, right? They carry this impact. So you've got someone at the door, because remember, we're looking at the amendment to, this represents the Fourth Amendment to the Constitution, which is really important. It prevents against someone searching your home without a search warrant. So that's why you have this sheriff, basically, think of him as a sheriff at the door, and you want to make sure he has a search warrant before he comes into your home to search your home. That is one of the guarantees of our Constitution, that you have some kind of safety and privacy in your home. They should not come into your home without any real reason. Generally, they need the permission of a judge or some seriously good reason to come into your home without permission. And the fourth state to join the Union is Georgia. So I kind of threw this together. Now, you can probably be better than me at putting some of these stories together. I envision the Atlantis. I think of Georgia, and Atlanta is the capital, right? So I always think of Atlantis every time I think of Atlanta. And I think of the fourth dimension of Atlantis, where you've got this mythical city that's pulled down into the sea, into the ocean somewhere. And you can see here, there's this image of this person that's falling along with the dog into this strange little circle. They're being pulled down into the fourth dimension, which is down in Atlantis. So that's how I remember that Georgia is the fourth state to join the Union. It carries the green color. It carries the green dog being pulled down into Atlantis as well. So, okay, so we've got quite a few things. So we've got our president, we've got our amendment, and we've got the order of the state that joins the Union, and we even have the capital. So what I've even used in my book is the names of the state and the capital to represent student power heroes, right? So Georgia would be the name of one of the power heroes. Let's see. Let me try. Let me see if I had another one here. I thought I had some more of these. All right, let's see what else we have here. That's James Madison. Okay. See if I have any more presidents here to show you. Here's one with George Washington. Okay, so this is the first president. Of course, everybody knows George Washington. If you don't know George Washington as the first president, then you're in a lot of trouble. Okay. So what you may not know is Delaware, which is where Joe Biden is from, actually, interestingly enough, is the first state to join the Union, okay? You may not know that. So I have Della Dover, right? So that's going to be Miss Della Dover, and you see Dove, and you see she's got first prize for her apple pies, apple number 1, right? And you've got the dove diving down. You know, the dove dove into the apple pie. You just have to kind of work with these ideas, and you've got, this is the shape of Delaware, right? And what do you suppose this is? You've got a young man standing there at the podium with the freedom of speech. Yes, that is the First Amendment to the Constitution. Freedom of speech. Yes, yes, the American freedom, the way of life. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay. So here you have three things all together. And I love to put them together. And then you can think of them all at this red lake. I love that water that's being pulled in. And it's got a red lake, which was strange that I was able to get that created for me. And George Washington is there washing apples, so the name Washington, washing apples, red apples, the freedom of speech guy, he looks up and he sees all this activity going on around him. So that's an image that I always have in my mind. It should be an easy one for you because it's the first, right? So if you didn't know about the freedom of speech, you know that now. You didn't know about Della Dover, you do know that now, right? But you should have known about George Washington. I'm not going to give you that one. And this is the sixth one, the sixth president. The second was John Adams, by the way. I don't know if I have him here. I probably have him someplace else. This is his grandson, the sixth president of the United States. They were definitely related, John, and the middle name is Quincy. John Quincy Adams, that's how you really tell them apart, right? And I envision this fox, Firefox is number 6 with his tail on fire. The reason is I imagine that there's a mass fire in Boston, mass fire, and I've got Ma's sack of choo-choo train sets gets knocked into the mass fire, right? The Firefox is there trying to rescue the train sets and help out, and got its tail lit with some of the fire. And then he gets blamed for starting the fire. No, you go figure, right? No good deed goes unpunished. So you have him running back on a dam. Quincy is on a dam, so Adams on a dam, sitting on a John. John, the symbol, why is he sitting on a purple toilet, you ask, right? It's because John, another name for toilet is John, right? So if you envision him sitting on a dam, Adams, right? And he's on the John. So anytime you see a John, whether it's a purple John or orange John in the name of his foreparent, it will represent the name John, okay? And so he's there with this pot, like a watering pot for flowers, and you can see the water that he's pouring out onto the Firefox. Now, don't kill me because, like I said, I'm not an artist. I'm just composing and doing the best I can. And it's hard enough to get him in this position to compose it, to have John Quincy Adams sitting down on a toilet, okay? And over here you have the jury room, and go figure, right? The Sixth Amendment to the Constitution is your right to a speedy trial, right? So that's why you have the jury room there, and the Firefox is demanding his due trial and speedily. Thank you very much. So that's my image. And of course, you've got the Boston, Massachusetts, which we talked about, the sack of choo-choo trains, right? Just to remember choo-choo. And Bowstone. I don't know why I use Bowstones, but that's just something I created, all right? You'd be like, what's a Bowstone? it's something that I created out of the blue. You get to do this, right? When you become an artist, even if you're an amateur like I am, that's how it works. Okay. So I think that's it for that. Let me see. Oh, wait. I think I have. Do I have it here? I don't know if this is the final one. It's not the final. It's one. Okay, here's one of them, which is this is John Adams, the second president, right? We saw his grandson, John Quincy Adams. Here you have John Adams. He is on the orange. Remember I told you, anytime you see somebody on a John, that's a toilet, another name for a toilet, right? But it represents the name John. And he's on the dam. You can see the dam right here with the water rushing, and he's like floating down a dam. So you once you hear a dam, you know it's going to be Adams. So he's on the John, and he's got the orange bird on his head tossing down oranges, and he's, trying to blow them away. And then you've got over here, this Pennsylvania is the second state. The second state to join the Union. And I have the shape of it in the shape of kind of like a little bit of a fish. I just drew that. I actually used Canva to draw the shape of a fish with an eye and a tongue and a burger falling into the fish's mouth. And the fish is like, he's trying to eat the burger, but at the same time he's looking at this. And then you got this mouse. I don't know why that mouse is there. It's just a gift. A GIF or a GIF, whichever you want to pronounce it. And he's laughing his little head off at the whole scene. And the fish is like, what? What's going on? So this is the Berg, because of Harrisburg. You see the Berg, I think of that as a burger. Your mind has to be, you have to stretch your mind a little bit to think of something quirky. That's basically what I do. Pen, right? So Pennsylvania, I think of a pen. So you have these pens that are writing here. And Harrisburg. Harrisburg is the capital of Pennsylvania. That's why you have the burger. So it's Harry's burger that's being eaten by the fish. Or Harry's writing. It's Harry's pen. So put all of this together, and if you saw it in a multiple choice, it would make sense, because you'd remember this crazy image that will be, as someone said, will be difficult to get out of your mind, right? But that's the whole idea. You don't want to lose these weird images. And let me see this one. Let's see if I can do this one with Jefferson. Okay, here you have Thomas Jefferson. He is the third president of the United States. And I think I mentioned that you have the cats. This is Yellow Cat, number 3. And this is Tomcat. I just threw this Tomcat in here, eating Jiffy peanut butter, right? And see, Jefferson's also eating Jiffy peanut butter because Jefferson, Jefferson, right? And Tom, his name is Thomas, Tomcat, right? Get it? You have to kind of stretch your mind a little bit to work with me here. So it's like Thomas Jefferson, all right? And then you have remember the Third Amendment to the Constitution said that Army people, right, because you see the Army fatigue back here, they're not supposed to be able to come into your house, even in times of war. That used to happen in the old days. So this Third Amendment is supposed to protect the Army from taking over your house just because they're having their war and their soldiers are hungry. They don't have the right to just take over your home. So that's what this is representing, them trying to take over somebody's home. And you have the Trenton News saying it's a sad, sad world. Yes, when they're coming into your home, trying to take your home over, it's a sad. This is the Trenton News. Guess what? Because New Jersey is the third state to join the Union, and the capital is Trenton. So it's the Trenton News. And so they're all wearing number 3 jerseys. The jersey is number 3 jerseys, right? So the word jersey, it's a jersey, the fabric, what they're wearing. So it's New Jersey, and they're wearing New Jerseys, right? And this is the Trenton News reporting the scene of what's going on in this yellow living room, right? That's the location, a yellow living room, right? So if you're good at art, then be my guest and submit some of your work, and I'll be happy to take a look at it and use it. If you're a real artist and you can draw some of this stuff, and instead of me just kind of cutting and pasting and trying to do my own little doodling in Illustrator, I have the Adobe Illustrator and CC, and so I kind of mess around sometimes and do some of the drawings myself, and the ones I can't draw, I borrow from Canva, and try to compose. So it's a combination of my own work and Canva's work and the work of whoever offers free artwork in whatever form. I can pool it together. And this one I drew myself, cat. So this, I think, came from Canva. A lot of these, I think, came from Canva. So it's a combination. So if you can do a better job, you're welcome to. I'd be happy to take a look. I would love if someone would participate with me and help me to create some of these visual images, because the system allows you to create whatever you want, whatever you want. It's just absolutely fantastic. So I think that's most of the ones I have here. Let me see if there's anything else here. So for those of you who have not, oh, here's a nice one. Let me see if I can click on this one. And this is just for practice, right? I have this one. This is Rev Up Your Recall, number 16. Now, I mentioned before, let me see if I can bring up the chart. Number 16. Let me, ouch. Number 16. Oh. Let's bring you over to here, because this is 1 through 10. 16, right here, is the letter P and the peacock. And don't laugh at my peacock, right? I drew that myself. That was the best peacock I could draw at the time. I'm going to go back and redo that peacock. So if you want to submit a better looking peacock, I would be happy, right? It's one of the symbols for P. And I also generally use a crown for the Prince and Princess of Peace, because they're the power heroes for that one. But I wanted to use as many animals as possible, because for some reason I think the animals interacting and with numbers works really well. So that's the reason. And let me go back to Canva and show you. Ooh, ouch. Oh no. This is a pain moving this thing around. Okay. So the 16th President of the United States, many of you should know, right? And he's Abraham Lincoln. Yes. And I always think of him as the Prince of Peace, because that's the symbol. The power hero is the Prince of Peace. So he is responsible for holding the American Union together. And so in many ways maintained the peace. Even though he was assassinated for doing so, he did give his life for peace. And so we recognize him for having saved the Union, so that today we have a democracy and have a country. So Abraham Lincoln, 16, the Prince of Peace. Okay, so let's go back. Let's see if there's any more. I do a lot of my work here in Canva. I definitely recommend it for people who are interested. It's quite nice. So let me just mention here. Let me open this up a bit, give you a full screen. Here is to take a look at Canva. I'm going to do, maybe tomorrow I'll do one of my talks or webinars on Canva, because this is very nice. And Canva allows you to have a free I guess, membership within Canva, and so that you can sign up you are limited to certain things, right? If you do get the professional, which is not really that expensive at all. It's definitely, I think, less than $20 a month. You can pretty much use all of the templates that Canva has to offer. And it's not bad. And the way it's set up here, you have your home, your templates, your projects, your brand. You can even set up your brand colors, brand fonts. And you have documents. It even has an AI, which is kind of interesting. I might go over that. And you can use documents, and we hear a lot about ChatGPT. Canva has its own artificial intelligence. I don't know what the name is of it, but it can answer some pretty decent questions. And it did, let me see if I still have something that it wrote, which I thought was very interesting. Oh yeah, I said, write a script about ChatGPT helping humans, right? This is just amazing. It says, once upon a time, it's cute that it started. Once upon a time, there was a powerful AI known as ChatGPT. ChatGPT was created to help humans in their daily lives. It was capable of understanding complex questions and responding with accurate and helpful answers. Isn't that nice? ChatGPT was used by many people around the world. For example, it was used to help people with their studies, research, and daily tasks. It was also used to provide advice and support to people in need. Yes, once upon a time. ChatGPT was incredibly helpful and made life easier for many people. People were surprised at how accurate and helpful it was. ChatGPT was able to understand complex questions and provide answers in a friendly, helpful, and creative manner. It was able to provide detailed and lengthy responses that were both informative and clever. ChatGPT was such a powerful and helpful AI that people began to rely on it for tasks. Interesting the way it says that. People began to rely. Is that a little bit of a stinger there? Like maybe too much? It was an invaluable tool. Oh, it referred to ChatGPT as a tool, which is basically how I think of it too, by the way. It's a tool, even in medicine, for many people, and made a huge difference in their lives, apparently, right? Thanks to ChatGPT. Let us praise the automated intelligent beings. Humans were able to do more with less effort and time. And ChatGPT was a real game changer for humanity. Yes. And it will continue. Here, you want to make sure that you know it's not threatening you or making you feel bad for your dependency. Humans, it will continue to help people in the future. See how clever it is? Once upon a time. But yes, we're going to continue helping you, poor humans. We're going to continue helping you. So that's really nice. So you can go into Canva, and I think maybe I'll do that tomorrow. I'll see what I want to do. But definitely I'm going to go in and do that. And you have whiteboards in here that you can expand on and just go to town with the whiteboards. Presentations, you have your presentation mode, and then you have lots of templates to help you get started. Your videos, social media is really cool, and it gives you a lot of Facebook, TikTok, just a little bit of inspiration to get you started. You have to change everything, or you should change them, but it's sometimes just a little bit of just a little oomph when you don't have an idea, you're not sure where to start. you can take a look at them and then modify it, change the words. You can even swap out the images. So by the time you're done, it doesn't even look like what was there in the first place. So that's really cool. Okay, so it has, let me see, just be ourself. If you wanted to click on that, that's vertical, right? So you can add to that. You can go over here to the elements and you can add all sorts of things. You can type in what you might be looking for. You know, you can type in different shapes. Oops, you can type it and just click on it. It brings over the shape. Then you have the different colors. You can change the color to any color you want it to be. So that's really cool. And let me go back to elements. If you want a background, you want to change the background, you can do that too. You can click on any of these things and you can get a crazy background. Look at that. See that? You can just, by one click, you can keep changing your background. And that's kind of cool. Okay, and then text, you can go in here and add your headings, and then you can type in whatever you want, or you can use some of the pre-made templates with text already on them. So that huge sale, and you can modify that. Sometimes it lets you change the color. You can change the color. Some of them allow you to change it, some don't. It all depends on the artist who created them. And then it has all of your projects that you put in, your photos and things that you've added, or it even has audio. So you can go in here and you can try out some of these. I'm not going to play any of them because I don't want to get myself in any trouble, because I think you're supposed to download them first. But we've got the background, and it's got a lot of really nice apps, which I'm starting to discover. It even has text to image. You know, we talk a lot about Midjourney and Pictory, some of these. It has the ability to create some images for you, so you can go in here and play with that. And it's got emojis. Let's see what else we have. It's got Pixabay, I think. Let me see something. I don't know if Pixabay. I think this is where you get free photos. They said that you can use it. Let's take a look and see. Oh, how cool. Look at that. Let me see. And I think you can search for what you're looking for. Say you're looking for... Well, that's beautiful. Let me see that one. Oh, yeah, that's really pretty. And, of course, you can expand that. Just drag on these handles, and you can make it as large as you want. Center it. Do whatever you want with it. That's pretty. She has an interesting face. Very nice. Okay. And if you don't want it, you can just delete. You can just delete. And if you want, I think you can type in, let me see. That's what I was asked for. I asked for a wolf. Would it show me? Oh, look at that. Here's a nice wolf. So that's nice. And I think these are free. I believe they're free. It doesn't seem like... Let me see what it says on this. Free. Uh-huh. Okay, there's my camera again, taking its liberty to reset itself. Okay, so it says that this is free, so you should be fine. And then here, it says here, what's allowed. Use this media safely in a Canva design for a wide range of personal and commercial uses. You can use this in marketing or social media, or even sell merchandise with your design on it. Wow. Don't resell, redistribute, or take credit, though, for standalone media. So in other words, you have to do some changes, right? You use it, modify it, change the color, change something on it to make it your own. You don't want to, you can't just take someone's work and sell it as is. You can't trademark these designs though that contain stock media. So be careful using it in a logo. So that's pretty good, and you can learn more about it. So it's there to use on YouTube or something like that, but you don't want to make it, just your own thing. So that's pretty cool. But it's nice that it's there for you for inspiration and to kind of build out your art. Okay, so you've got a lot of wolf here, all kinds of wolf. And I'm sure, if you ask for a lion, you've got all kinds. You've got cartoony lions, right? That's a cute little friendly lion. And then you have the really rough looking lions. Very nice. Okay. And what else would we need to see? Basic flowers. And pretty much every flower you want in the rainbow here. Beautiful, look at that. That's so gorgeous. That is beautiful. So it's kind of nice. You just type in whatever you want. So it's nice that Canva included this. Very, very nice. Very nice. Okay, let's see what else is here. More apps. So we have, interesting. I think, which one did I hear about? There's so many new apps. It takes some time to go over them to kind of learn what they're doing. Some of them I hear about on YouTube, but there's so many. So many. This one is, what does it say now? Draw. Oh, that's a draw. Google Maps. Trending. Okay, so that's pretty awesome. All right, so let's go back to the main page. And if you wanted a presentation, you can decide whether you want it to be vertical or horizontal. 1920 by 1080. This would be a horizontal. Okay. And you can check out all these various types of templates. Very interesting. Okay, so that's really cool. Now, all right, so I think file, let me see, I have, just check in to be sure that we're still connected. Yep, I think we are still connected. And I don't have any comments. I don't think anyone, I'm not scheduled. I haven't scheduled because I'm still learning the system, so I didn't put in an official schedule. That's why this is very loose. And I'm pretty much just going off the cuff and doing whatever I want to do right here, just to kind of like practice. So this is just, if you see this in the future, you'll know why it's like this. This is like, I think my second time streaming or whatever, and third time. And I'm just having fun and trying to learn and to understand how the system works. And so let's see. We have here, home. So if you haven't ever used Canva, then you'll see I'm going through here just to give you an idea of what brand colors are. You can set up the colors that you like, your favorite colors, as well as your text. It allows you to do that. You can even do a content planner, and you can put in various days, and you can set reminders, and you can even send some of these things to your social media. So that's kind of interesting. They have mock-ups. If you wanted to do t-shirts, it allows you to do that as well. You see, these are some very nice t-shirts, and you can change the font and the text on these shirts and make them basically your own. So that's cool. And if you want to add like laptops and tablets and so forth into your designs, they're here. You can easily get copies of them and transfer them into your work. So it's very cool. So let's go back to home. It's very intuitive, actually. It's pretty easy to use. It's very difficult to get lost in. It's one of the nicer programs that I've used, so I would definitely recommend it. It's great, and like I said, you can have a free account and just give it a try. So, all right. Let me come down. Oops, sorry about that. Trying to move this out of my way. And I would definitely try to get a hold of the Memory Rainbow chart. Play with that, and it will definitely help you out to start learning the system. I really am truthfully enjoying it. So I'll be doing more of these sessions in the days to come until I get really comfortable and can do a nice, smooth presentation without having to stop and check the equipment to make sure that things are still working properly. I think that we're still doing okay. Hopefully my lips are synced. I'm looking at myself. It doesn't seem that bad, but sometimes it depends on who's watching and to see if the lips are synced and if there's a delay. There is a way I can modify the system, but I would have to have somebody live on doing chats. I haven't yet told anybody that I know that I'm doing this, so I don't even have family or friends that are able to go on the chat with me. So basically, I haven't schedule anything yet because I'm just playing around with it, and I don't want them to laugh at me as I'm doing this. So that's why I don't have anybody scheduled to chat with me. I wonder if I could chat. I don't know if I could do that on my own. If I could do my own cell phone. Let's see, is it possible? Let's see if it's, do I have I don't have an extra. Well, maybe I can go on Wi-Fi. Let's see. Let me see something. If it's possible, let me come off this. let's see if it's possible to go on YouTube. I'd go on YouTube. This is just a test. So bear with me, I'm just testing things out here. Let me see if, how do I do this? Let's see. I don't really want to go on my channel. I think I want to do search. Let's see something. See if I can do this. Let's see. Probably, what if I put in the at, it would get, let me see. Let's see, search. Oh, okay. It says it's on live. Okay. That is interesting. Let me see what happens if I tap on it. Live. Ah. Okay. What if I put in the at, it would get, let me see. Let's see, search. Oh, this is weird because you know what? I'm hearing an echo. Okay. That is interesting. Let me see what happens if I tap on it. All right, let's see. Okay. I do, oh, chat. Okay, here did I chat. Let me see. Hello. Hello. I'm hearing an echo. Okay. It's interesting. Let me see what happens if I tap on it. Okay. Oh, chat. Okay, here did I chat. Let me see. Hello. Hello. I said, I am enjoying your presentation. I'm going to just say great graphics, of course. Great graphics. That's so funny. I said, I am enjoying your presentation. I'm going to send it, and I'm going to hit send. And see what happens if it comes up. Oh, wow, look, it showed up. That's amazing. Aha. My first. And I think I can get it to come up on the screen last night. Photo Joseph, I was watching him as he was giving his presentation on how to use the YOLO box. And see that now? Ah, thank you, Photo Joseph. Hello, Marjorie. I'm enjoying your presentation. Great graphics. Look at that. Ah, it's right there. Look at that. Okay, so that's really cool. And I think to get rid of it, let me turn this down so you don't hear it. Okay, good. All right. So it's funny because there's a great big delay in what I say and what I hear coming from my cell phone. It's like a whole sentence, so hopefully my lips are not that far apart. It looks pretty much normal from looking at myself. I'm looking at this monitor down here at myself. So it looks okay. I wish I had somebody. I'm going to have to get someone to take a look for me and tell me if my lips, let me see if I turn my cell phone. So, well, everything is delayed. So it's kind of hard for me to watch. It's really weird. Very strange. So, okay, so take that off. Then they have So that's it for comments. So I can say, I don't know if I can respond on the YOLO box. Can you respond? I guess you just talk, but I don't know if you can type a response. That would be interesting. I don't know if I saw that, but let me see. Thanks for watching. Come back tomorrow about the same time for more of the same. Period. I really enjoyed this presentation. The memory rainbow is a lot of fun. So, the only thing, oh no, what happened? Half of the words are gone. That's the only bad thing. Oh, wait. Let's try. Oof. I have a really bad time with, I can't capitalize this like I'm trying to. Let's see if I can get it. Oh my goodness. Making corrections obviously is not easy. Not at all. Let's see if I can increase that to M. And let me see, send that out. So I'm going to tap on this so you can see what it says. Thanks for watching. Come back tomorrow about the same time for more of the same. I really enjoyed this presentation, the memory rainbow. And this, you can't see the rest of it. It's a lot of fun. I guess you can't do too much of it. I don't know if this can be moved up. Probably not now. Okay, so that's really cool. Let me get that off the screen. Very cool. And apparently there are overlays. Let's see if I can find them. No, that's not it. Let's find the rest of the overlays, where they are. No, this one. Nope. Overlays. I think it's this. Aha. So I can tap on that and, ooh, but what happened to my, oh, it knocked the rest out. Okay. So now all I have is that. That shouldn't have happened. Oh boy, let's see. Let's go back. I wonder why that happened. It's not supposed to have happened. For some reason, it knocked out the background. Yeah. Oh, I know why. Oh, that's crazy. Let's see. My computer shut down because I haven't been using it. There's so many moving parts to a production. I really tip my hat off to Hollywood and anybody that does YouTube. You see these young 20-something-year-olds that makes it look so easy. Well, you know what? It's not easy. It's really not that easy. You've got lights, you've got cameras. I only have one camera. Imagine if I had two. I've got this YOLO box, and I've got, you know, my Rodecaster. I've got my computer. I've got my cell phone. There's so much going on for one person to handle it. It's quite a lot of work. And everything is turning off. The camera turns off and turns itself back on. And my computer turns off. You have to keep up with it. Make sure the power is plugged in. Make sure I have, enough power. This one says 88%. And make sure it's plugged in properly, that it doesn't go out. And my computer is on 100%, but it still shuts down if I don't hit it often enough. Okay, so that was it. So what I was trying to do, let's see if I dare try it again. This is it right here. There it is. Okay, so it's got Memory Rainbow Academy. This is an overlay. Okay, so you tap it, and it goes away. Here's another one that goes across the whole screen. And apparently, I think you should be able to move it around. Or maybe you have to do it when you first make it. So you have to, okay. You have to decide where you're going to put it. And you can make as many of them as you want. Okay, so that's pretty cool. And what is that? Okay, that shows, you can't really see it, but that shows the different Facebook, Twitch, and custom RTMP that you can send it. And right now I'm sending it to YouTube only. I can invite a guest. I can allow someone to join. If I send somebody a link, they can come on with me, which is something really new and nice. So eventually I will be able to invite somebody to come on. But this is good too, because I can check, even though it's delayed, I can check so I know that my audio. I think you should be able to move it around. Yeah, my audio is working, even though it's delayed a whole sentence. Okay, so that's one way of using the cell phone. So that's good to check to make sure the audio is working, and I can check to make sure. See, now here's what I have. I have program on. My microphone is on. HDMI 1, I have it turned off because I don't want any audio from the camera. So that's good. I don't need to do a scoreboard. I'm not doing sports. And I have, that's so cool, I have my comments. So that I can handle now. Now I know how to do comments, so that's awesome. And let's see what this is. This is auto switching. I don't really need that right now because I only have one camera, so I don't think I need to do any auto switching. And the program is out so that what you see is a clean feed, so that's cool. All right, that's nice. So I can go back. Let me make sure I touch the computer so it doesn't go black. But that's good because, it's good that things go wrong, because when you fix it, that's how you learn. Failure is an opportunity to learn and to grow. That's how we should look at it. Don't become depressed. I love it when things go wrong, especially when it doesn't really matter, because I'm just having fun right now, right? So this is the time for the errors to occur so that I can correct them. So I'm learning quite a few things. So this is really awesome. I can do overlays. Yay for overlays. And I can do my comments. Yesterday I didn't know how to do that. And I can invite guests. That's just amazing. Wow. Allow participants to join. I've got to figure out how to do that. That will be nice. I think you're supposed to send them a link. So at some point, once I have someone, it would be interesting you could invite yourself, actually. I could probably send that to my phone. Let me see how you do that. I don't want to mess up, but invite guests. It says, send a link to your guests and invite them to join this live streaming. You can invite up to 5 people. Please enter their emails or send the link directly to your own email to share. Okay. So I can send it to myself to join the stream. Now, how would I invite guests? But that's going to cause, a lot of echoing. Sending a link to myself. I think I'm going to wait until I have somebody with me that maybe have to step out of the room, or send a link to myself. How would that work? And would they be visible? Which camera would they be using? I've got to try to see how someone does that. I'm going to go online on YouTube and see if I can see someone inviting somebody in and see how that works. Allow participants to join. You can, okay, so that's something to work towards. But I'm happy about the audio, to understand the audio, so that's awesome. Okay, that's really good. That's working. I'm glad that the audio, for the most part, is working okay. And later on, I'll try to figure out if my lips are in sync. And I don't need the scoreboard. I've got my comments. Auto switching I don't need right now. And my program is out. That's the only thing I need from right there, so that's pretty cool. So let's go back to that I'm live, and I think that's all that's really important. Okay, awesome. Okay, and I was able to do the green screen, though there's a little bit of I don't know why I'm getting so much shadow there on this side. Where is it? Over here. It's on this end. There's a little bit of a shadow. I'm not getting it. Maybe the light isn't turned. Okay, maybe I should turn the light. Okay, so that's a light adjustment. I may have to make some adjustment there with my lighting there. But other than that, the green screen is not bad. I'm actually pretty happy with it. Okay. And so, let's see, it is now after 3 o'clock. I think I started around 1, so I've been on now for a couple of hours. So I might go ahead and try to disconnect, but I'll be back again tomorrow. Each day I'll just keep reviewing this chart and adding on other things that we can learn together. Hopefully, I'm going to try to set up a schedule, and hopefully I can get a few people to join me, even if I have to have some friends and family members tune in, which is really what I'm not that crazy about right now. I'm still learning. But this is amazing. I love it. It's so much fun. I absolutely think this is brilliant. To be able to do this all by myself, I think is an accomplishment. Yes, I think it is. It's not fantastic, but man, this takes a lot. I mean, you've got cameras, action, I mean, all kinds of things have to go on. So, yeah, very nice. I love it. Absolutely love it. Okay, so let me go ahead and yesterday I was having trouble turning this thing off. Let me see if I can do it now, because right there when I hit that, please pause the live stream, then you can change settings. But it doesn't really tell you how to, let me see. If I do this, it deleted it last time, which I did not want. There must be a way to... Oh, I see. Aha. Do you want to pause? That's where it is. Okay, I'm going to use my cell phone and take a picture of that because... Excuse me. Whew. I'm sorry. Oh, boy. Let's see how that works. Now I see. You know, they should have made this a little bit easier. Uh-oh. There's the camera again. There is the camera again. So, do you want to pause or just end it? Let me see something. Let me pause it. Yes. Connecting. Okay, so it reconnected me. So I paused it for just a brief moment because really this is like an experimental period for me. I'd rather make the mistakes now than later on. People are more forgiving when you're first starting out to make the mistakes. So it paused it for just a few seconds, and then, I should have tested to see. Let me see if I'm still connected on the cell phone. Ooh, oh wait, it must have stopped. Hold on. Okay, so let me see what happens when I hit the pause button. What happens to the audience? Let me see. So pause.
So, do you want to pause again? So, do you want to pause or just end it? Let me see something. Let me pause it. Yes. Connected. Okay, so it reconnected me. So I paused it for just a brief moment because really this is
Okay.
like an experimental period.
Okay, so
make the mistakes now than later.
I am really delayed on my cell phone way back. This conversation ended a long time ago about pausing it. But it may be YOLO Live that's doing that because they do have a pause feature that protects your system if your power goes out for like around 90 seconds. So that could be why I just kept going anyway. So that's interesting. All right, well, I think that's pretty good.
So let me see what happens when
Let me try something. Add a video source. This is just for fun. Picture in picture. Oh, split view. Let's try that. You need at least 2 pictures. So I have to get rid of one. Ooh, let's see, which one can I get rid of? Okay. Get rid of this one.
Okay, so it reconnected.
So I got rid of HDMI 2.
This is okay.
Let me see. Let's see.
Now that I am
Split
really
view.
delayed
You
on
need at
my
least 2
cell
pictures.
phone.
Okay, so which
This
other one should I
conversation
get
ended
rid
a
of?
long time ago. About pausing it. Maybe YOLO Live that's doing that
Delete
because
that.
they do have a pause
Okay, so let's
that
try.
protects your system if your power goes out. Seconds. So that could
Add
be
video
why.
source, local video.
Anyway, so that's interesting. All right, well, good.
Done.
I don't. I have a video source. This is just for fun. Picture.
And then,
Split view. Let's try.
add video source.
So
Split
I
view.
have to get rid of one. Let's see which one can I get
This
rid of.
one. Needs 2 pictures. That's weird. Let's see now. How does that one work? Picture in picture. I have. Maybe I have to. Local video too, maybe?
Which other one? Okay, so what's your system if your power goes out? So that could be video source, local video. That's interesting. All right, well, good. I don't.
And let's separate a position. Oh, okay, this is interesting. And separate the center. Okay. Swap video. So, okay. Oh, okay. So that is the split view. That's the split view that I just did there. Interesting. Mm-hmm. And let's get rid of that. Do you want to get rid of that? Get rid of that. And video storage. Let's see, my 2. So
separate the center.
okay, so I'm back. And add video source, picture in picture.
Okay, so that is the split view. That view that I just did there. Interesting.
So I'm hitting this like crazy, but okay, so I'm basically going to sign off and continue playing with this system here because right now my HDMI 1 is starting to just spin, so is HDMI 2. So I'm going to go ahead and try to sign off and just keep playing with this, and hopefully I'll get better and better at this. Thank you so much for those of you who will tune in to this in the future. Okay, so I'm going to hit this. And do you want to pause?